welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be a Valentine's Day inspired makeup tutorial for you guys, and as you guys can see, I'm wearing red, which also happens to be my favorite color, so I figure it would be perfect for this video. Also, happy Valentine's Day to all of you guys out there. As you guys know, I don't really have as many tutorials on my channels as I do as everything else, so today I thought it would be a perfect day to do one of those videos for you guys. But as always, if you're new, please subscribe so you can see everything I have that's going to be coming out on this channel. And just for the sake of the video, I am only going to show you guys the products that I'll be using as opposed to mentioning all the names, just so that the video is not as long. But I will put everything in the description box for you guys. But let's not waste time. Let's get right into the video. Oh, and one more thing. I'm wearing a wig, as you guys can see, not my natural hair. I just wanted to do that because I felt like it would be perfect for the type of video that I'm planning to do today. So I hope you guys like this look, and I'm gonna get started with the video now. So you might catch me not looking at the camera as much. That's because I have my mirror in front of me. I'm not sure if you guys can see it in the shot, but that's kind of what I use. So I find it's good to kind of have a really good mirror in front of you. So I have this one here. What I normally do in my makeup routine, I start with my brows first. I know it's kind of weird. I'm not sure how you guys do it, but over the years it's changed for me a lot. So of course you don't have to do it the way I do it. However works for you is fine. So I'm gonna be using my Anastasia Dipbrow. I guess I might as well say the names for you guys. And it came with this brush, which is the Anastasia brush. I think it's the number 14. It's kind of off on mine. So yeah, so I use this to move my brows in the area in which they go. I'm gonna dip my brush in here. Now I'm going to use concealer to kind of make them more precise. Most times I use the LA Girl Pro Concealer, but this one of mine is practically finished, so I've actually been using my Age Rewind. It's a little lighter, but I find that if you blend it out really good, it works. And I'm gonna be just dabbing this on with one of my Real Technique brushes. So just a little bit. And now I'm gonna take my foundation and I'm just gonna use that towards the upper end of my brows just to give it more definition. But this is better on, I rather use this on the top because it already matches my skin complexion, so it's not gonna make it look too crazy. And now I'm gonna grab one of my other brushes, and this is a no-name brush. I don't remember where I got it from. I'm gonna use that to kind of blend out everything. So now that this is done, I usually use a primer, an eyeshadow primer, but mine is actually done and I ordered a new one. But I'm just gonna use some of my Instant Age Rewind on top of my lid. I'm not gonna put a lot, which is why I'm using my finger, and I'm just gonna use that as like a base, kind of in place of the concealer. I mean the eyeshadow primer, sorry. So I'm just gonna blend that in with my finger. Okay, now I'm gonna take my moisturizer. I don't put my moisturizer all over my face just because I try to stay away from my T-zone area. Like my makeup's been so matte lately that I'm just not trying to ruin, you know, what I've been doing, and I find this works for me, so I just do it in particular areas. So I put it right here, not a lot, it's basically like just a minimum amount right next to my nose. Right here I realized I started getting drier, So I put it right here, and basically everything else goes on the bottom and over my lip, my cupid's bow, because it tends to get kind of dry there also. So put it right in this area. Okay, now I'm gonna take my eyeshadow brush, and my main brush is this Real Techniques brush. It's a deluxe crease brush, so I'm gonna use that. I'm also gonna be using my Jaclyn Hill palette, my favorite palette ever, and I'm gonna be, still had the plastic in there. I'm gonna, so because it's a Valentine's Day look, I don't really have a lot of reds. I'm actually really thinking of getting that Morphe palette with all the reds. I forgot what the name is called, but this is the closest shade that I have here to red. So I'm just kind of work this in with black and then kind of build it up from there. So first I'm gonna start off with this shade, which is kind of a transition shade. So I'm gonna put this right here in my crease area. I'm gonna start with that right here. Do the same thing on the other side. Then I'm gonna go in with black, and I'm gonna just stay right below where I had the red, where I have the the transition shade. I don't want it to be too heavy, so that's about perfect. Same thing on the other side. And I'm doing this in circular motions. I don't know if you guys know this. Now I'm gonna dip into this shade right here, which is kind of like almost a burgundy, but I'm hoping when I mix these two together that I'll get like the perfect look that I'm going for. So I'm gonna put that on top of the black and blend those in. And I'm gonna dip into this red shade now. And I'm gonna do the same thing, but putting it towards the bottom of my crease while blending it in with everything else that we applied. And then I'm just gonna build it up as I need. Now I'm going to apply liner to my waterline, and I'm using the Smashbox Always On Gel Liner in the shade Fishnet. Sorry guys, I had a little bit of technical difficulties. So I already applied my liner. I have other videos where I apply liner, and if you guys want a video on just how to apply eyeliner, then I could do that for you guys separate. I also started on my mascara, so I'm actually gonna do the other side. And now I'm going to do my under eye. So I start off with my Pro Concealer, which is the red corrector. I find that this tends to help with any dark circles or anything I have. I don't put a lot, I just put enough where the problem area is exactly. And I have these little sponges that I got from drugstore. It came with many different shapes and sizes. I like this one specifically because it kind of gets right under the eye. So this is what I'm going to use to blend this in. Eye. And now I'm going to use my Age Rewind, which, as you guys can see, I use a lot. I'm just going to make... I find that this concealer, a little goes a long way, only because when you're using concealer, you tend to think that, oh, I just need to put, like, a lot. I used to do triangles, but then I found that that just kind of helped make my makeup a lot more cakey. And this one has a really good consistency, so there's really no need. And I'm doing a dabbing motion, so I'm not swiping, I'm dabbing. Now I'm gonna set this with my Maybelline Shine Free Loose Powder. And I'm going to use that to set my under eye. Dab it on there. I'm going to let this bake. So that. So normally I wait a few minutes while this, so you know, to let the under eye bake. I don't really highlight and contour. I really don't. On my typical day is just everything else as opposed to that. So I'm gonna show you guys now. If you guys want to see how I highlight and contour, I can do that in a separate video for you guys. But this is just a basic Valentine's Day tutorial. So we're just waiting for this to bake. While we're waiting for that to bake, I'm actually gonna start on my foundation on the other parts of my face, and I'm using my Nars foundation in the color Cuba Medium 3. And I find that if you use like a really like stiff synthetic brush, it works best with for me, for my foundation. I mean, it might be different for you. And I use this one, which is from Aesthetica, which was a company I bought a contour palette from. And I really love the brush because it's like a dual end. I rarely use this end, but I love this end for my foundation. So I'm just gonna put like just like a pea size on this. I really don't use a lot of foundation. I currently don't have primer, but I have oily skin, so I really don't have an issue if I don't use a primer. So this is just what I do, you know, on a typical day. So I'm just going to lightly dab this in, you know, the main areas where it's gonna go. Same thing for my under eye, and like I said, same motion again. I'm dabbing, I'm not wiping. I'm gonna go for the forehead area, the under eye. And as you guys can see, I really didn't need to wipe away any of the loose powder because I really don't apply that much to my under eye. So I rather just kind of put the foundation on top because then I feel like it kind of locks everything better. After I'm done with that, I normally go in with my other Real Techniques brush, which is a sculpting brush, but I use it just to ensure that my foundation, like there's no excess foundation in certain places. So I use that to kind of make sure everything is evened out. So I put the top, and I'll do the same thing for the forehead. I'm actually gonna put a little bit of this shade in my Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm gonna put it right in the corner of my crease area. I'm just gonna look for a brush that would kind of be perfect to do that. So I'm gonna put it right here in the corner. I think that's gonna just give it a little wow effect. Now I'm gonna put more loose powder and set my whole face. And I kind of just dab it in the areas that I want it to go. Oh, we're going over everything. And I really love this powder. I find that my face stays very matte throughout the day with this powder, and I have like really oily skin, so I had a really hard time finding things that actually kept my face matte until this powder. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm gonna use the Power of Makeup. I finished applying my translucent powder, and I used the Power Makeup palette, and I applied my blush with that, and I applied it to the apples of my cheeks. I also took my highlight from here and I applied that right above, working it in as I need on my nose. And I also did a lipstick for you guys, and you guys know that I'm not really a big fan of lipstick, but for the sake of Valentine's Day, I'm gonna just do it for you guys and make the look actually nice. But that's it for my video guys. Thank you so much for cooperating with my technical difficulties, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. My next video for you guys will be my Ipsy Glam bag for February, because I already received it. As I told you guys in my last video, it was on the way. And I have some good videos in mind for you guys, so I want you guys to stay tuned. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel so you can see everything I have coming up. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your Valentine's Day, and I'll see you guys on my next video.